Okay, let's move to the next session. And what I want to do for you is run through just an overview of enterprise service management and the value that it provides to the mid-market. So I'll chat on this for about 10 minutes. And, it's an important topic for a lot of businesses, a lot of organizations in Australia who really do sit in kind of what's called the mid-market and are not enterprise level. And I want to share with you kind of the thinking around enterprise service management, ESM, what the value is, and if you're not thinking about it, some elements that I think should be part of, what you're thinking about. And so, ESM, what is it? In a nutshell, it's really an evolution of ITSM. It's taking ITSM from IT and delivering that kind of that governance, that systematic approach to the rest of your organizational support teams. What you're doing there is taking what's been readily adopted in enterprise organizations and bringing it down into smaller businesses. And just because you might look at your organization and say, look, we're small, we're only 100 people, we don't need kind of all this complexity. And that's the point I want to really raise here and have you think about the value of what it can deliver. And so there's a couple of key value propositions that ESM bring into the mid-market or our general, corporate community. And so the first one is effective resource management. So, bringing in ESM is about dealing with the struggle that all of our businesses have, which is we've got to do more with less. We don't have enough people to support the kind of services that, we'd ideally like to have. And so how do we get more with less? And so ESM gives us that ability to empower our smaller teams to be able to essentially do more with less, to be able to manage your resources, automate tasks, improve your productivity. So it's that, that ESM, that value around resource management is one of the key pillars of value for a smaller business, because, it is absolutely one of the key challenges of having tight resource profiles. The second benefit is around streamlined processes. We know that, near on 80% of businesses that are using ESM do it for the benefit of customer service and support. This is where, you'll get the most benefit because you're streamlining your processes, and through that method of streamlining, you'll be driving efficiencies and delivering better customer experiences. So, what does that look like? Well, if you're in, an HR support team, you'll be dealing with employee onboarding or performance reviews, and all of these things can be driven by enterprise service management or a service desk for the HR team or a service desk for the finance team. So, those teams, by taking on ESM or service management for their remit within their business unit, will pull these kind of benefits. So, retention, you hire retention by 50% when you've got better onboarding process. And I think, the work we do with clients, onboarding has to be one of the most painful and difficult and complex elements. So, it's certainly a common strong candidate for service management improvement. And the other element of value is improved service delivery. So, this is about working to ensure a seamless experience across departments and teams in delivering service to a customer. Because whilst, IT does this all the time, delivering, IT service, but you can appreciate, customers quite often want kind of an integrated service experience. Onboarding, again, is a classic one where, they need IT equipment, they'll need non-IT elements as well. So the improved service delivery comes from, our teams working together as a, seamless process. And so, you can appreciate that once you've got that working, you can see how you can deliver, cost improvements of, 50% or more, and certainly productivity increases. Now, the surprising thing here, and it's why I've highlighted in yellow, is that a lot of non-IT teams don't use a service management solution. They're still either working on email or some other non-ideal process. And, increasingly we have customers that are embracing ESM. They are rolling out service management to other businesses, but it still surprises me to see how many businesses haven't made that move. So, again, that's kind of the reason why I want to share this message. So, last couple of slides. So then, how does Jira Service Management enable ESM? For those, if you're using Jira Service Management, you're probably across these elements. If you're not, you may not be. So the first one is the self-service portal. So certainly a key part of delivering service management and an enterprise service management solution. And, I think most teams, most IT teams will have a self-service portal. So there's already a strong understanding of the value of that self-service portal. What we like about the Jira solution is, the hierarchy, the structure of the help center with multiple service portals for, each business unit, the ability to just search above all of that and to be able to find a request, to find knowledge articles that make sense. It's a really easy user experience. So I think that's one of the easy reasons to use JSM across other business units. The automation and SLA management. So automation is key in when you're rolling out across other teams, because different teams have different views on, or different teams will have different requirements in using automation. So, we see things like the automatic allocation of a ticket to an agent is often treated differently within an IT team and a non-IT team. So a recent project that we were doing, that automatic allocation was based on the type of customer. This was an AP team dealing with external suppliers, and they had suppliers who were kind of, bronze, platinum, silver, and depending on the type of supplier would drive which agent would pick up that ticket. And that's very different to an IT service desk that might allocate a ticket based on load within the current team or whatever it might be. So automation has the flexibility of the automation within JSM really makes it easy to solve the needs within each team within the business unit. The asset management module, if you're not using asset, and we'll be talking more about asset after this. So the asset management module within JSM Premium is a terribly flexible engine. So sure, it'll do all of your IT asset management, eyes closed. But what we really enjoy about asset within other business units is the ability for it to be easily used by teams who want to manage a whole range of different types of assets, facilities who may want to manage different assets, vehicles and other types of expensive assets can easily use the asset module in Jira. And in fact, we often use the asset module to codify business processes within other teams. I think we had a session on that a couple of months ago. So asset is a key piece. And then finally, the reporting and analytics, so the dashboarding and the reporting within Jira natively, that addresses most requirements for people. And it's a very easy thing to set up. And it's an element that, other business units find really useful, to come onto a system like JSM, to be able to have a service desk project that is fit for purpose for their business unit, and then to be able to easily have dashboards and reporting, suddenly giving them visibility of, service levels, performance, all of this stuff that, they were struggling to have in the past. So it really is an important pillar of that, value equation. And analytics, you've probably heard about analytics, that's it's been released for enterprise customers. And I'd expect it, certainly during the course of next year, we expect it to become available for, broader customers. And you'll really get excited about the types of analytics and the queries that you can pull within that module. So, another reason, like I said, that ESM and, Jira should be part of your footprint across other support teams. So just to wrap up, if you're, it doesn't really matter who you are as an organization, you're probably, you're here today, so, you're probably using Jira in some capacity. You're probably using Jira Service Management for IT service management, and you should be looking at using JSM for your other business unit teams. And the thing I'd suggest to you is, whilst you're in IT, and if you've implemented JSM for IT, you would have spent, considerable time figuring out how you want, the data you want to see in your tickets, how you've configured your workflow and your automation, and you understand the value of configuring it fit for purpose. So don't let your other non-IT teams, kick off with a generalized template and have this kind of general workflow. Give them a configured solution that is fit for purpose, because every business unit has different data points that they worry about. They want a different screen experience. Certainly their service catalog is going to be different. So it's really important to spend the time to make sure that each of these other teams have the right solution to support, what they want to do for their customers. And, look, and that's what we do, service management, we're doing it for, many, many years. So whether you need a partner to help you with it, whether you just want to have a chat and get some ideas, don't hesitate to reach out and contact us.